Deep in the Sulu Sea, there's an amazing place called Tubbataha Reefs Natural Park. It's so special that UNESCO, a group that protects important places, made it a World Heritage Site. Imagine a coral reef full of life, like a rainbow of colors and shapes. Sharks swim around and sea turtles gracefully move through the water. It's a beautiful place where everything works together, like a perfect team. But it also reminds us that what we do matters, and we need to take care of our oceans. In 1993, UNESCO named Tubbataha Reefs a World Heritage Site. This important title means it needs to be protected because it's so special for the environment. Scientists come from all over to study the many plants and animals that live there and make sure it's healthy. The area also helps local people who fish there. Things like climate change and illegal fishing are dangerous for Tubbataha, but people are working hard to keep it safe. Tubbataha Reefs is far away from cities and crowds in the middle of the Sulu Sea. Because it's so remote, the animals and plants can grow without being bothered by people. Two big ring-shaped reefs called atolls rise from the ocean floor, creating a home for lots of coral and other sea creatures. Protecting such a big area is hard work, but it's worth it. Protecting Tubbataha is a team effort. Park rangers live on the atolls for months at a time, watching over the waters and making sure everyone follows the rules. Scientists study the reef to learn how to best take care of it. We can all help protect this beautiful underwater world by supporting eco-friendly tourism and being careful about how we affect the environment. If you dive under the surface at Tubbataha, you'll see amazing colors and sea life. Tall coral walls make it like an underwater maze. Schools of fish sparkle as they swim, and white-tipped reef sharks patrol the area. Sea turtles swim peacefully, with little creatures living on their shells. Tubbataha Reefs is like a beautiful song, full of colors and sounds. Everything is busy, from tiny plankton to giant whale sharks. Scientists have counted over 600 types of fish and 360 types of coral. It's like a giant living science lab. Tubbataha is home to huge, gentle creatures like whale sharks and manta rays. They eat tiny plants and animals in the water, and this helps keep the ecosystem healthy. Tubbataha's protected waters keep these big animals safe. Seeing them there shows us that protecting the park is working. Seabirds love Tubbataha's atolls. Birds like red-footed boobies and brown boobies build nests on the sandy beaches, and you can hear their calls. They find food in the rich waters to feed their babies. These birds are an important part of the ocean's food chain. Protecting Tubbataha is a 24/7 job. Park rangers patrol the area to make sure everyone follows the rules. They also collect information about the animals, the coral, and the water. This information helps scientists all over the world protect the oceans. Climate change is a big problem for Tubbataha. Warmer water and changes in the ocean can hurt the coral reefs. Changes in water temperature can also make it hard for fish to find their way. What we do about climate change will affect Tubbataha's future. Tubbataha Reefs shows us that nature can do amazing things if we give it a chance. But its future, just like the future of our oceans, isn't safe yet. There are big problems, but people are working hard to protect it. It's not just the job of the people who work there, it's everyone's job. We need to understand how what we do affects the environment so we can all help protect this beautiful place for future generations. Supporting good tourism is really important. We should choose tour companies that follow the rules, don't touch the coral, and don't make a mess. We need to be respectful and careful when we visit this delicate place. We also need to be more careful about how we live every day. Using less plastic, saving water and energy, and choosing sustainable seafood are all ways to help the ocean. Even small things can make a big difference. We also need to speak up for ocean conservation. Supporting groups that study, protect, and teach people about the ocean helps make a big impact. By telling people about the dangers facing our oceans and supporting laws that protect them, we can help Tubbataha and other coral reefs around the world. The Sulu Sea has always been a busy place for different cultures and trade routes, and it held the secret of Tubbataha Reefs beneath its waves. Long ago, before modern explorers, ancient sailors knew about these underwater atolls. They used the stars and the wind to guide their outrigger canoes around these hidden underwater mountains, showing how connected people have always been to the sea. Old stories told of a beautiful place full of fish and other sea creatures, a place people respected and admired. Fishermen who went near the atolls told stories of brightly colored fish and giant creatures swimming in the deep. But because Tubbataha was so far away from shipping lanes and towns, it stayed hidden, a secret sanctuary. For hundreds of years, the coral reefs grew, a beautiful underwater garden in the Sulu Sea. It wasn't until recently, when scuba diving became popular, that people really saw how amazing Tubbataha is. Divers who explored its clear waters found an underwater paradise more beautiful than they could have imagined. News about Tubbataha's beauty and importance spread quickly among divers. Underwater photographers and filmmakers showed the world its colorful coral, fish, and other creatures. But this also made people realize that Tubbataha was in danger. Illegal fishing, especially for rare and expensive animals, was a big threat. Some fishermen use cyanide, a poison that stuns fish but kills coral, and this could destroy Tubbataha. Conservationists, scientists, and regular people knew they had to do something. People all over the Philippines started asking for Tubbataha to be protected, and the government listened. In 1988, President Corazon Aquino made Tubbataha a national marine park, the first one in the Philippines. This was a big step in protecting Tubbataha. It showed that the Philippines, a country with a strong connection to the ocean, wanted to protect its natural treasures for the future. Making Tubbataha Reefs a national marine park started lots of conservation work. The Philippine government knew how important Tubbataha was to the whole world, so they worked with international groups, scientists, and local communities to protect it. The park became even bigger in 1993, almost 100,000 hectares, giving more space for the animals and plants to thrive. This showed that protecting the reefs also meant protecting the surrounding waters. A big plan was made with lots of people to figure out how to protect the park, do research, and allow some tourism. New rules were made, like no fishing allowed and limits on how many people could visit. A special group, the Tubbataha Management Office, or TMO, was created to take care of the park every day. Park rangers, the protectors of Tubbataha, were hired and trained to enforce the rules and keep everyone safe. Tubbataha Reefs is a symbol of hope in a world facing environmental problems. Even with threats like climate change, pollution, and too many people, this underwater paradise is still thriving. Being far away, which used to make it hard to find, now protects it from the worst of human impact. The clean water around the atolls, far from ships and factories, is mostly free from pollution, so the coral and other sea life can grow. The park rangers work hard to enforce the rules, and this has helped a lot. Illegal fishing has gone down, so fish populations are growing again, and the ecosystem is becoming more balanced. Tubbataha's coral reefs have been affected by climate change, but they're strong. Being far away and having clean water has helped the coral recover from bleaching events. Seeing big animals like whale sharks, manta rays, and sea turtles means the ecosystem is healthy. These animals need lots of food and a good habitat, so seeing them shows that the conservation work is helping. Even though Tubbataha Reefs gives us hope, its future, like the future of our oceans, is not guaranteed. Climate change, pollution, and other human impacts are big problems, and we need to be careful and work towards a sustainable future to protect this underwater paradise. Climate change, with warmer water and changes in ocean chemistry, is a big danger to coral reefs everywhere, including Tubbataha. We need to reduce pollution from greenhouse gases by using cleaner energy and living more sustainably. We also need to stop pollution from getting into the ocean. Reducing plastic waste, using fewer chemicals in farming, and being careful about how we deal with trash are all important. Sustainable tourism is very important to protect this delicate ecosystem. Limiting visitors, making sure people don't touch anything, and managing waste within the park are all important so that tourism doesn't hurt Tubbataha. We also need to support research and monitoring to understand how the ecosystem works and how to deal with new threats. Investing in scientific research, especially about climate change and coral reefs, is very important. Working with local communities, especially those who depend on the ocean, is key to protecting Tubbataha in the long term. Helping these communities take care of their marine resources, giving them other ways to make a living, and making everyone feel responsible are all important steps towards a sustainable future for Tubbataha and the surrounding waters. Tubbataha Reefs is a powerful symbol of the beauty and diversity of our oceans, but its future is uncertain, just like the future of our planet. What happens to this underwater paradise depends on what we do today. Will we let this natural treasure disappear because we didn't care enough? Or will we become protectors of the sea, making sure that the delicate balance of life continues? What we do today will affect future generations. Imagine a world where our children inherit an ocean that is silent and empty without the amazing life of Tubbataha. That should make us want to act, to protect this special place. Tubbataha is more than just coral and fish. It shows us how strong nature can be, a symbol of hope in a world that needs it. The problems we face are big, but we can solve them. Tubbataha is still thriving, even with climate change and other threats. And this shows us that conservation works, that what we do can make a difference. Just like the ancient sailors who respected the ocean, we need to live sustainably, understanding that our health depends on the health of the ocean. The story of Tubbataha is a story of hope, showing that people can understand their connection to nature and act to protect it. It's a story that needs to be told, so that others will join the fight for a healthier planet. Protecting Tubbataha Reefs and all of our oceans isn't just the job of scientists, conservationists, or politicians. It's everyone's job. What we do every day, the choices we make, and what we say can make a real difference. Supporting sustainable tourism is really important. When we visit Tubbataha, we become responsible for protecting it. By choosing tour operators that follow the rules, don't touch the coral, and minimize their impact, we can make sure our visit is a good thing, so future generations can also enjoy this amazing place. We can also make good choices in our everyday lives to help the planet. Using less plastic, reducing our carbon footprint, and choosing sustainable seafood are all ways to protect our oceans. Every plastic bottle we recycle, every bit of energy we save, every sustainable seafood choice we make helps the ocean and helps Tubbataha. But we need to do more than just act individually. We need to speak up for change, ask our leaders to protect the ocean, support laws that protect marine ecosystems, and invest in research to understand and solve the problems facing our oceans. The future of Tubbataha Reefs, a jewel of the Coral Triangle, is uncertain. But even with the challenges, there is hope. If we all work together to protect this precious ecosystem, we can make sure that its beautiful coral reefs, full of life, will continue to amaze people for generations to come. Let's be the generation that chooses hope, that chooses action, that chooses to protect this irreplaceable treasure, not just for ourselves, but for all life on Earth.